Hello everybody. Today you will be working on CKLA Skills Unit 2, Lesson 15. In today's lesson, you will read previously taught trick words. You will also read words with the long vowel consonant E spellings. Let's go ahead and preview our story. Here is our table of contents. Take a look at it. Today's story is called King and Queen. Here it is, King and Queen. What page number would you turn to in the book to find this story? You would turn to page 60. In Fuzz and Mel, Gran told Josh and Jen a tale to help them fall asleep. Today, they will hear another one of Gran's tales about a king and queen. Let's preview the vocabulary. Our first phrase is sulk and mope. Say sulk and mope. Sulk and mope means to be quiet and pout, kind of like the character in the book, The Pout Pout Fish. The next word is slop. Say slop. Slop is food that is messy and not good to eat. This looks like it would be slop. The next word is odd. Say odd. Odd means unusual or strange. This pea pod looks odd. It doesn't look like something you would normally see. The next phrase is drift off to sleep. Say drift off to sleep. Drift off to sleep means to simply fall asleep. Let's think about today's story. What do you think might happen in Gran's tale about a king and a queen? Take a look at the picture to make predictions. Listen carefully to learn about what happens in Gran's tale of a king and queen. Follow along with me as I read. We will stop as we're reading and discuss the story. King and Queen. Gran, Josh says, will you tell us a tale? Yes, says Jen. Tell the one where you had to scare off the mad hog. No, says Josh. Tell the one where you were on that ship in the wind and waves. I will tell you a tale I made up, says Gran. This is a tale of a king and his queen. Now, guys, let's stop right there. Look at this part of our story, the wind and waves. You see these bubbles above Josh and Jen's head? These bubbles show that they were thinking or imagining about Gran's tales. A really good tale is written in a way that you can easily imagine what is happening in your head. So when Josh says, tell the one where you were on that ship in the wind and waves, Josh could easily imagine Gran being on a ship within wind and waves. Now let's take a look at this part of the story. King and his queen. This is a tale of a king and his queen. We know the king and queen are married. Do you think that this is a love story? Let's read more to find out. Once there was a queen who felt sad. All she did was sulk and mope. The king felt sad that his wife was so sad. He made eggs to cheer up the queen. But the queen said the eggs had a bad smell. Let's talk about this part. Sulk and mope. Can you show on your face and your body language what it looks like to sulk and mope? Let's keep going. Look at this part of the story. The queen said The eggs had a bad smell. What word would you use to describe the queen at this point in the story? What word would you use to describe the king? Let's keep reading. The king made a cake, but the queen did not like it. The king made gumdrops. Ooh, remember we talked about gumdrops? Look at this part of the story. The king made gumdrops. Now it's time for you to make a prediction before we continue reading. Do you think the queen will like the gumdrops? Why or why not? Let's keep reading. The king made a cake, but the queen did not like it. The king made gumdrops, but the queen did not like them. Was your prediction correct? By this time, the king was not sad. He was mad. He went back to the stove and made a pot of green slop. Look at this part of the story. Pot of green slop. So if the king is mad, do you think he is trying to make something that will taste delicious or something that tastes terrible for the queen? Let's keep on reading. There, the king said, this slop is not fit to feed the pigs. The queen will hate it, but so what? The king piled some slop on a plate, then he gave the plate to the queen. The queen had a bite. Mmm, she said, this is the best. Let's take a look at this part of the story. This is the best. How do you think the king feels when the queen happily eats the slop? Why do you think he feels this way? Can you find a word on this page that has the letter team EE in it for the long E sound? Are there any other words that have a letter team in them? Pause the video and point them all out. Let's keep going with our story. Did she like the green slop? Jen asks. Yep, says Gran. That was an odd tale, says Jen. Odd but fun, says Josh. Gran tucks the kids in. Then Josh and Jen drift off to sleep. Let's look at this part of the story. That was an odd tale, says Jen. What do you think odd means? How do you know? That was a good story. Now, in your own words, summarize this story to someone at home. You may send a message to your teacher on Canvas to share your summary. Remember, a summary tells just the main points of the story, just the important parts. Use words such as first, then, next, and finally to help you summarize your story. Press pause if you need more time. Now it's time for our discussion questions. Answer these questions the best you can in complete sentences based on what happened in the story. If you need to go back and listen to the story again, please do so that you can answer the questions correctly. Here's your first question. How does the queen feel at the beginning of the story? Pause if you need more time at the end of each of these questions. What does she do that shows she is sad? Why do you think she feels this way? What does the king try to do to cheer up the queen? Does it work? Let's keep going with more discussion questions. The king decides to make her green slop. Does he think the queen will like it? What do Josh and Jen do after listening to another one of Gran's tales? Do you think Gran enjoys telling tales? Why or why not? Now we get to go into our workbook. For your work that you will submit today, you will be working in the PP pages. Those are the pages that are found towards the back of your book. Look in the back of your book. In the upper right-hand corner, you will see page PP 15. This is your first workbook page that you will work on today. This is found on page 103. That's 103, and the back is 104. Remember, you will need to submit a photo of each of these completed pages. On page PP 15, you will need to read the words in the box on both sides. These are all names of things. Then you will need to look at each picture. Print the names of the correct thing on the line. Make sure you use your neatest handwriting. You will also be working on page PP 16. That's PP 16 in the upper right-hand corner. This is found on pages 105 and 106. 105, 106. On page PP 16, you will look at each word. Read the word and look at the picture. Write the word under the correct picture. You will need to submit a photo of this page, these two pages, on Canvas. For your third assignment for today, yes, you will be doing 3 assignments today. This is page PP 17. That's PP 17 in the upper right-hand corner. This is found on page 107. That's 107 in the bottom right-hand corner. On page PP 17, you will need to read each sentence. Then you will answer the question that is asked on each number. So for number 1, it says, "Is a pup cute?" Then just answer, "Is a pup cute?" Yes, a pup is cute. So you will write the word yes on the line, nice and neat. Do that for numbers 2 through 8. Make sure you submit a clear photo of this page in your assignment on Canvas. For your practice activity today, you will practice reading the story, The Sweet Shop, on worksheet 15.1 with a family member. That's 15.1 in the upper right-hand corner. That's found on page 63 in the bottom right-hand corner. You do not need to submit a photo of this worksheet. However, it is extra practice, and extra practice always makes us better. Go over our work that you will submit today. First, you will submit the Write the Correct Word worksheet PP15, the front and back. Then you will submit Write the Correct Word worksheet PP16, the front and back. And then number 3, read the answer and questions worksheet PP17. That is only the front of that worksheet. Please remember to submit a clear photo of these worksheets, all 3 of them, front and back of the first 2 and just the front of the last one, in the same assignments link on Canvas. We look forward to see your great work. Goodbye.